Hey guys and gals, Denmark7643. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about ships and how you might be able to, I don't know, save a bunch of time on your fleet climb and also have a lot of fun using your Galactic Republic fleet to climb with Plo Koon and TIE Bomber as your only reinforcements. And today I want to talk about using Rex, Ywing, Anakin as your starters to begin with. That is the fastest possible turbocharge for your negotiator that I can come up with under AI control. But that particular fleet is vulnerable on defense and offense alike to other Relic 8 negotiators that win the coin flip on the speed tie. So, versus those, I have an extra ship that I throw in. I sub in Razor Crest for Rex to use as a decoy to pull the opening mobilize. And that also works very well. So I just wanted to start and show you guys and gals some video footage of this, and we can also explain why it works. And so this is a Relic 8 Anakin Relic 7.5's Relic 8 Negotiator, and I won the flip. And so here, basically, we're going to walk through the move order. This was the first time that I played with this forever ago, and it's really neat just noticing how things work out. You're able to, when you win the flip, you're able to knock out Anakin or bring him very low health. Sometimes he does survive, and we'll look at some footage of that later. But effectively, you are leveraging Plo Koon and Rex's turn meter gain moves with Valor on the field to make Negotiator move extremely fast in bursts and to get out ultimates or reinforcements very quickly. And the way it works is, Rex's heal move, when he uses it, it will grant turn meter to that particular ship. Many times he will grant it to Anakin when he's on the field. Other times he'll grant it to Plo Koon. And if that happens, that's fine too, because Plo Koon also has a team turn meter gain that he will use on his second turn out of the boat most of the time, not his first. And so when that happens, that grants turn meter to the ships, but it doesn't grant it necessarily to the capital ship itself when it's used. That turn meter move doesn't just directly give 40% to Negotiator. How does it work then? Because of Valor on the other ships that gain turn meter. Now those ships are going to be like bam, 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 going one after the other, giving that turn meter to Negotiator and forcing it to be able to take its turn out of the normal move order and move very quickly. And it happens over and over again. It happens a couple of different times, usually due to Rex giving at least one of his specials under AI control to Anakin, and then, of course, Plo Koon's timing. And that's where Plo Koon's gear level comes into account, because if you have just a gear 11 or gear 9 or whatever, just using him for his reinforcement ability, he's going to get AoE down, first of all, and just disappear off the field. But more importantly, he's slow. And so because he's slow, then the turn meter gain that he can grant doesn't come out anywhere near as quickly. And so it's just not as decisive on offense or defense. The faster he is, the more effective this is. The second I went to Relic 6, now I fall 2 slots. And, when I started, I fell really far because my shard is stubborn and it's an old shard and they're very good at what they do. And so they fought it and they lost to it, and then they fought it again and they're like, oh my gosh, it came out twice. And in some cases, they were still able to recover because they knew what was coming. In other cases, they lost again and had to do it the third time before they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just take my malevolence against this, and we'll start Spy instead of Vulture Droid, and we'll just put that in the boat. And then they call Vulture Droid afterwards to reapply the Buzz Droids, and they were able to come out with a victory. And so it's kind of fun. You need to figure out how to play up against it. The AI is really bad at fighting it, though. So it's made my climbs really, really, really easy. Granted, nobody has tried to purposely theory craft against this fleet yet, because right now, other than myself and my guild, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's using it. So in any case, this is another really good example here. We're just going to finish watching this one, I suppose. There's a lot of really, really good stuff. A lot of people like to fast forward through fights or to have them on high speed. I want to make sure that you guys and gals can see like all the moves. But it is less important when we're talking about 2 moves for the entire fight, right? Just expanding the menu in the upper side to pick full auto or auto basic and then clicking auto. That's really all you have to do. And truth be told, I haven't watched as many of these fights as you might think, because a lot of these fights are just occurring in my pocket, because I'm a father of 2. I just recently lost my father a couple of weeks ago, which is a bummer. So I'm trying to deal with a lot of family stuff surrounding all that. And it's been really nice to just be able to, once I finish my squad arena climb, which is either extremely fun, blowing up Sith Eternal Emperor teams with my Master Loot, or very quick and easy. So ever since I got a GL forever ago, it's been a joke. It's fun. Sometimes I just climb with DR just because I can still in some cases. So yeah, I digress. I've been watching these on auto a lot, or not watching them at all, because I can. It's neat. So if you want to save some time and you're not afraid to relic up Plo Koon, who, by the way, got me an extra wave in my light side territory battle middle Jedi fight last time, because before I was running a lot more junk, and quite frankly, the way that I have to distribute my characters, having a weak Padme like I do, it's not ideal. And so having that relic Plo Koon was instrumental in winning an extra wave for my guild. Alright, so this is another 1 coin flip, and so it's not very exciting, but it's a win. Alright, what's special about this one? Oh, it's a 5. So this is a relic 7 Houndstooth, and so it sticks around a lot longer, but you can see the ultimate came before so much here, and they're going to get ultimated again. And maybe one more. No. Right there. Okay. And then this one. What's special about this? Oh, that is a terrible Sunfac. You don't want to see that. I think that one might be where I was experimenting, though, with Consular. Let me look here. No, because Bomber came out. This is the Consular experiment, I think. Nope, that isn't it. So it's this one. No, this one is cool. We'll look at this fight. So this is Ahsoka and Anakin starting with Ywing. But the AI will just mobilize on Ahsoka because it's smart like that. And so we'll take a look at and see what happens here. We're just going to hit auto and mobilize on Ahsoka. Okay. And so that doesn't take too long. That is a Relic 7, not a Relic 8 Ahsoka. So I don't know what to tell her except bummer. That's what happens. Still tough to start that lady. But I will say this, Richo's Relic 8 Ahsoka is very, very, very nice. Tough to fight. So kudos to him. He has a Relic 8 5s as well in that fleet to go with his Anakin and GK. It is a really, really, really tough fleet, but he currently uses his Rebels with Relic 8 Han and Chewie instead, because that fleet is just ridiculous on both offense and defense. Because it can just RNG you down to nothing. So anyway, you can see this is probably easier than the other lineup was to fight. I mean, there's really not any duress on my side of the field. Keep in mind, once again, there's that TIE Bomber move, and then, oh, Plo Koon shows up magically. It's like pulling out your opponent's Plo, but I look at it like this. In a mirror match, my Plo Koon is better than everybody's on my shard, but Richo has one too, of course, because he has everything, but his is better than mine, is Relic 7, so whatever. But the reason that I even relicked mine was because I had to fight his. And I learned that, oh my gosh, this is a huge difference. Why am I getting crushed? Why is his negotiator so fast? Right? And so that's kind of where I figured it out. It was like, oh my gosh. And he wasn't doing the Rex Ywing thing at the time. He was starting other people. But yeah, it's fast. It's fast. And so, yeah, what do you do if they have a Relic 8 Negotiator and you don't want to win or lose the coin flip? Because if they win the flip, you're pretty much dead with only 2 reinforcements. Sometimes I have come back, but I have lost so many more times than I've won when I've lost the coin flip that it's just worth it to say you lose when that happens. And so... basically, when that occurs, you end up having to say, all right, how do we avoid this? Because on an auto climb, you don't want to do that. Then the next fight, you have to manual through because, you don't want to lose crystals or use 50 if you don't have to. In ships especially, that's my cash cow. Just wanted to show you guys and gals, I experimented with Consular, trying to get him to come out of the boat last, and here he came and jumped my TIE Bomber, and it almost cost me but didn't, because I was down at the end and Anakin had his AoE. But one more shot is all it would have taken by the opponent there on that Anakin, and he's done with the assists on that, with 3 vulture droids on the field. Good heavens. Yeah, so that was just luck. If that wasn't TIE Bomber there, then all I'm saying is Consular there is real bad. You never want him to hop it. So I took him out of my lineups and quit testing with him at that point. All right, so this is the lineup I'm suggesting now. So look at Astery there with Razor Crest, Ywing, and good old Anakin with Kenobi. With Relic 8s, this fight is the one I really wanted to show you, the last Negotiator fight. Because I lose every flip. Okay, so we lose Negotiator, his Anakin moves before mine, his Y-Wing moves before mine because of Mobilized, Turn Meter, and his Razor Crest moves in front of mine. So this is my first turn. So a lot of times people will be looking at this like, well, what do I do? How do I get out of this? And the answer is you press auto. That's how you get out of it. You press auto. If your Plo Koon is like mine, then this just works. I have lost this when I have lost the flip exactly one time. It was not fun, just the worst RNG in the world. But other than that one time, the other like 4 or 5 times that I've done it at the time of this video, it's been successful. So I have to believe that it's certainly far higher percentage on auto than running Rex instead of Razor Crest. And the reason that it works is because he has the lowest hit points and protection totals on the field. But for myself personally, that may be challenging after he becomes 7-star, because Anakin will retake that crown more than likely. But I may be able to manipulate it just by taking off some 6E mods off of Bando. I think that may reduce his hit points and protection and speed to the point where the AI may still target Razor Crest even after it's maxed. We will have to test and see, because there's only one way to really know, and that's to actually play it against them. Who knows if they put in extra logic for the Razor Crest too. I don't know. I like the ship. I've been able to defeat Relic 8 fleets with it, with Gear 11 bounty hunter ships. I have a Relic 5 Houndstooth, obviously, too. But I have a Gear 11 Cad Bane and IG-88. So, really, really tough to think about winning against a Relic 8 Negotiator fleet. But the ones that start 5s, you can. So I don't know. I was going to end the video with this one, but I suppose I was just talking about that. So rather than just talk about it and have you guys and gals question it, I'm pretty sure that this is one of the recordings. Not positive though, but it's Bad Carl's Fleet there. There's the Relic 8 Anakin to go with the Kenobi, and he starts 5s. And yeah, this is the one for sure. So there's the good old looking Kira 11. I'm glad I took the time to click on the ships to show you guys and gals. So they're not particularly great. They're on the list though right now. They are on the gear list. We are hoarding the kit to relic up both of them. And I thought I'd throw in Scimitar. This is not a good AI ship. It's going to come out first over Xanadu Blood, and you do not want that because then the payout will occur without him on the field. You definitely want that ship to get it. So you have to have a reinforcement order where Xanadu Blood comes first under AI if you run the starters with IG out in front. And why do we start IG? Because he's got a move that will stun Anakin, and he's granted turn meter by 5s when he moves first. And you land the stun, which is about 75% of the time or so that lands with a gear 11 because he's breached already. So that move has extra bonuses when it hits breach people, and Razor Crest unique applies breach before specials are applied. So it's really slick. And then here you could just mark Anakin with the basic. Now, keep in mind, this is not an auto fleet. I don't trust the AI. I'm using Gear 11 ships here against a dual Relic 8 fleet. So, tricky. And so he's marked, and so it doesn't matter how many tanks they have on the field. We're able to trip unending loyalty. He doesn't go into stealth because of mark, and now the assist move works. And we don't have a dazed IG right now, so Anakin's gone. Now, under most circumstances, Negotiator fleets are in trouble, but this fleet still is really anemic. There's a lot of staying power, and I need to be decisive in my moves. But this ship adds 10% max health damage to each hit on a breached enemy. And so just fabulous with all the breach that's out there from bounty hunter ships, and the reinforcement ability, their retribution just killed that ship. So even though it gets dispelled off a Houndstooth here because of Ahsoka reinforcement, that just can't be helped. He didn't have target lock, so 5s wouldn't have been able to dispel it yet. But Houndstooth with retribution, if they can't deal with it right away, can be just catastrophic because it'll heal it right back up. Like its health as well, because as you guys and gals know, the weakness, once you chip into the health of a Houndstooth, its protection up isn't as high when it gets hit every time. So if it can heal its hull health, however, then the protection up values go all the way back up. And so it's a much tougher ship to chip down. So this worked with 2 Gear 11 bounty hunters. And I called Scimitar here at the end. I wish the AI would call it Xanadu into Scimitar, but that is not the case. It's Scimitar into Xanadu every time. So, not ideal, but still, I thought that having 2 retribution applications to Houndstooth would be really cool. So, maybe Ahsoka is the answer here. Maybe she can come out and be the second retribution, and maybe she'll come out late after bounty hunters. Maybe that's the way to get it done. I don't know. Maybe it's Hyena Bomber. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's got to be a Hyena Bomber will come too early, but I don't know. There's got to be some ship that we can throw in there, and I'm still debating what the best reinforcements would be. I love Plo Koon. He's strong, but I don't know if he's the best second or if you want a TIE Bomber there to come after Xanadu Blood. I'm not sure which is the best course of action there. Ideally, you want to try to keep your Houndstooth alive, but if you're going up against other Thrawn fleets, let's say that this meta is crazy once Razor is actually maxed. I have no idea. I don't think that it's going to be omnipotently powerful, except maybe under Mace. It may be really tough to defeat. It's not going to have a whole lot of teeth, but if you set it as a defensive fleet, it may be very difficult to move. I'm not sure. We shall see. I do know that Rebels right now have had a really, really, really fun time because, like IG's special, it applies breach target lock, and stun. Okay, now it applies nothing because Millennium Falcon cleanses it off your rebels. This is 3 debuffs in one, you know. They're applying so much breach that if their specials do anything else, like Mark, yeah, I mean, any of that nonsense, Mark, target lock, and breach, that's all it takes, you know. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate you guys and gals. The likes, the subscribes, they're all appreciated and all that. My kids are laughing. They're like, over 300 people. Yeah, it makes me chuckle. They are 10 and 7, so they're just full of glee that Dad is able to help some people out on the YouTubes, as they say. I appreciate each one of you guys and gals. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy using the fleet. Let me know what you think. And please, please, please do take this with a grain of salt. My Plo Koon is 193 speed. It is not just a garbage out of the box gear 12 with no mods Plo Koon. You'll still probably have some success with that, but like I said, your defense is not going to be anywhere close to what mine is right now. I'm really debating just going Relic 7 on Rex and Plo Koon and just saying, you know, as much speed as I can put on this fleet and see what it can do. Let's get it completely tuned up as much speed as I can to get Negotiator filling in for that third reinforcement admirably. Because I'm sorry, but Mobilize is still one of the best moves in this game, and Unending Loyalty is a really, really cool trick when you still have Anakin on the field. So thanks a lot for watching. Till the next video. Denny out.